Hello friends, this is Valavalkar DR, a lifetime student of English. But for this particular video, I am playing the role of a teacher. So let's begin. Before we begin, let me make it clear that this particular thing, which is called a course book, it's not the target, it's the pipeline, and the target is the language. So never forget that you are not course book students, and I am not a course book teacher. You are language students and I'm a language teacher, so let's study the language, and this course book is designed like that. But well, though this is not a target, this is a pipeline, so we must love it, study it. Yuvak Bharti, being friendly with the course book, that is the first video that I am posting for you. As usual, this course book has some sections, and there are 4 sections in this course book. Section 1 contains 8 lessons. Actually, they are called tasks. They are all prose. So 8 prose, in your language, prose lessons. 8 prose lessons, section 1. Section 2 is poetry. It has got 8 poems. Section 3 has some topics. They cannot be, done without the practice in the class. Actually, the entire language process is a reciprocal thing. You present, myself present, and we are communicating because basically communication is a very serious process, and it becomes impossible with serious faces. So smiling students and communicating people and the aura around, that makes the language lively. Let's come back to this. And section 4 is the genre called drama. These are the 4 sections. Of course, you have online course books with you. Most of you might have even purchased them in the market somewhere. Then what I am doing is that just introducing you people with the course book. In what way? We are all Facebook people and social media people. So one-liners, that's a very famous quote nowadays. It is a super summary of something. So this is let's call a mega super summary, super duper summary, so that you will get a gist. What are you going to face? And one more important thing, there is nothing in this course book which is not interesting. Everything is interesting here. Of course, not all the lessons are not equally interesting. If some lessons are lacking the interest factor, we are together to increase the interest, as I always say. Let's go. In section 1, the first is R.K. Narayan's story, An Astrologer's Day. You see, the one-liner is that the role of coincidence and unnecessary feeling of guilt in the life, that is the heart of this particular story. You will enjoy it. I also posted a YouTube video related to this. Number 2, the title is On Saying Please. Alfred George Gardner. Normally we know him as Gardner, and he is a very famous writer for his essays. And On Saying Please, one-liner is that the importance of mannerisms in human life, how they function as a lubricant in the entire machine of our life. This is the gist of that second story. The third one is The Cop and the Anthem. The Cop and the Anthem is a story of Mr. Soapy, who is a tramp. It's a tremendously interesting story, and it is written by O. Henry. O. Henry is world famous for his special technique, that is a twist in the end. Every story written by Mr. O. Henry has got an unexpected twist in the end, and that is the last garnishing of that particular dish. 1.4 is Big Data, Big Insights. Data, whatever you pronounce it. But you know that nowadays information is power, knowledge is power. So if you know things, you can mix them. And if you can mix them, you can create some conclusions out of them. So this can happen only if you have enough data, and this particular lesson deals with data regarding multiple sort of areas. You will love it. Next is The New Dress, a story by Virginia Woolf. Stream of consciousness, that is a concept in English literature, and Virginia Woolf is the pioneer of that concept. Mabel is a little girl who has got a yellow dress, and because of the comments that she gets from others, she gets kind of introvert, she doesn't like them, and then her life is driven by somebody else. So she is externally driven girl, not internally driven. Nice story. Next is 1.6 Into the Wild. Kiran Purandare, a Marathi man, and he is an explorer, he is a motivational speaker, he was a lecturer, and he believes in adventures. All your National Geographic heroes and your Discovery heroes, they might have many cameramen after them. This gentleman is all alone in a forest and he was lost. That's why. Next 1.7 Why We Travel. That is Siddharth Pico Raghavan Iyer. That is just Pico Iyer, well known as. And variety of life, the spice of life is variety. And even the quest that he wants to do in his life, that makes the life interesting for him. Then there comes 1.8 Voyaging Towards Excellence by Achyut Godbole. Again a Marathi man, we know his books published in Marathi. He is a man who wears many caps, from local to national to multinational. All over the world he has worked, especially expertises in the field of computers. But here he is not talking just about computers, but he is talking about in general the excellence in life, how to go for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 8 lessons in unit number 1. They make the beginning bulky as well as interesting. Let's move on to section 2. That's poetry section. Again, as I told you earlier, there are 8 poems. Walt Whitman's first poem, Song of the Open Road. Again, there are many birds in the world who want to try new winds every now and then. In simpler words, many people love outdoor life. They love challenges. If the life is challengeless, if they are put into a single place, confined to a single place, they find it difficult to live or even to enjoy. This is a song about that. Second is Sarojini Devi Naidu, called the Nightingale of India. Indian weavers. In this poem, she has portrayed 3 times of the day and the 3 different fabrics that the Indian weavers weave. Of course, these 3 different fabrics are related to the 3 different stages of human life. Interesting poem. Then there is Robert Southey's poem, The Inchcape Rock. Now you need to know a little history of Scotland and England about that. It is a bell that was hanged and a pirate had cut it down, chopped it down. You need to study a little history. That will be in the classroom. I am just giving you the gist. 2.4 is Have You Earned Your Tomorrow? Edgar Guest, that is the poet. Simple thing, if you don't invest today, tomorrow is an illusion. You can't have a better tomorrow if you don't have a good today. So whatever happens today with you, and nothing happens actually, you make it happen. If you don't make it happen, tomorrow it will take its own turn. So it's quite optimistic poem. Then the next one is Father Returning Home, Dipu Chitre, a Marathi poet, but total mastery over the English diction. The middle class commuters, the tired father coming through a local train to home and his wrist is covered with the oil, he might be working somewhere, oily hands. I have started teaching the poem actually. In general, Father Returning Home is a poem that every student can immediately relate with. Need not be just Maharashtrian, not Indian, any father from any country in the world, and any child can relate his own life or her own life to this poem. This is called universal appeal, and great poets have this ability to do that. Next poem is William Davis's Money. Normally, it is a fashion, let me say, that money is not important, human relations are more important. People say that, but we know we all run for that particular thing, money. This particular poem deals with both the aspects of money. If it is necessary, up to what extent it is necessary, and is it the only thing that is necessary in the life, etc. We will deal with that. We are just getting introduced with this pipeline. Then next is George Gordon Byron. He's well known with just the last word, Byron. Keats, Byron, Shelley, Wordsworth, those people. She Walks in Beauty. That's a ballad. Sorry, that's a lyrical poem written about, in which the poet is celebrating the beauty of a woman. But though this is called a love poem, the love is not directly expressed in this. Are you getting my point? He describes her beautifully, and then it is expected that this description should invoke some kind of feelings in her, if in case she reads it, and she should understand what he wants to say. It is not said. Hidden parts make the piece of art more beautiful. Next points in the classroom. Next is last poem, Mamang Dai, that is small towns and rivers. You see, this lady is from Arunachal Pradesh and she is a radio and TV journalist. Her point is that in the northeast area of India, it is believed that our deceased ancestors, I mean our dead ancestors, their souls don't go anywhere. They dwell around you in some natural elements. So when the river is flowing, they believe that it is a living thing. In the mountains, in the lakes, in the rivers, their ancestors still dwell. And now these rivers are being curtailed up to a certain extent, and the small towns are being built around them. This is encroachment. So you can have an environmental kind of a look while looking or studying this poem. This is where our section 2 ends. And now for section 3 and section 4, I am just reading the titles and giving you some ideas, because they are not texts, they are activities. And the activities are impossible, technically speaking, without you and me facing each other. So they are just go like this, and there is nothing new to you. The first one is summary writing. You have been doing it since thousands of years. Next is, do schools really kill creativity? It is mind mapping game. When I say the word game, it is bound to be interesting. Then there is note making, old friend, statement of the purpose. We must read it and understand it. Drafting a virtual message, something that I am doing right now, or group discussion, GD. That's we practice many times in the class. Let us talk about the section 4, final one. The first is the history of novel. As I told you, it is genre drama, but the history of novel is necessary because most of the times, or many of the times, the novel gets the germ of a big drama that has happened all over the world since many centuries, even in Marathi, English, everywhere. So there is a little spark, gets converted into a storyline into a short story into a novel, and if the writer has that faculty in his brain to convert those storylines into dialogues, then a drama takes place. Before even the drama's younger brother is one act play. We know everything about it, but we are just supposed to study the novel first. Then there are 3 examples given for just reading and understanding. First is To Sir with Love, E.R. Braithwaite. He was a dark-skinned person employed in such a school where there were bullies. I mean, the students in that school, they were famous, or they were notorious rather, to make the teacher run away. But this gentleman had some techniques with which he won it. As I say sometimes, or many times in the class, something which can be done with a red rose cannot be done with a rifle. So he won the kids with his love and attention and affection. How and why? In which way? In the classroom itself. Around the World in 80 Days, Jules Gabriel Verne. This is so world famous that even a movie, you might have seen it, or you can go to YouTube and search for this, Around the World in 80 Days. It's unforgivable and unrepeatable as well experience of journey around the world. When you face the difficulties, all of a sudden, then the real metal inside you comes out. This is about it. And the last one is The Sign of 4, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the Sherlock Holmes people. So this is how of course, the last one is extremely interesting. Again, you can rely on the YouTube. I'm going to give you the links in my next videos. This is just the first video. Uh, Introduction to the course book. Even these words are dry, so let us get friendly with the course book. Remember one thing, this course book has nothing complicated or difficult in it. Everything placed here is interesting. Now the only matter is to study it, to read it, to refer to the other media like YouTube videos, PDFs and all that. But I feel that, and honestly I feel, and that's why I'm doing it, that the thing that I miss and the thing that you are missing, I hope, that face-to-face communication and looking at each other, looking at the body language. Of course, I can't see your body language, your smiling faces and your raised hands and all that. Still, I'm sure that one fine morning, one fine day, this will happen. But for time being, I'm just giving it introduce to you. Now, I plan to give a lecture of 15 to 20 minutes. Now, this particular machine, one turn is for 4 minutes. I have turned it for the fourth time. Before the sand ends up, I am going to end up myself. So maximum 4 into 4, 16 minutes. That would be the maximum length of my video. 16 minutes, and I promise you that within those 16 minutes I will give you cashew nuts and not peanuts. Everything that I would say, I am trying my level best to make it interesting, make it enjoyable. As I always say, even now I am saying it, if you can't enjoy the language part, you cannot understand it. See you in my next video. Happy learning.